Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Let's go ahead and copy paste that link, get everything set up, and then it's off. We only have about an hour and a bit, at least at the moment. Let's see. Copy link. Two, 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 two. Two, 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 two. Okay. All right. So, what are we gonna do? Let's do. We have the spawning system in place. Oh yeah. Let's do a different tile. Something that can be used on the wall. So this is the floor tile. That's fine. We're gonna do another one specifically meant for the wall. Because reusing the floor on the wall looks a little lazy. Okay, plug in the tablet. Man, I need a USB hub. Two USB ports. And a useless USB-C. No, that's a hard drive. That's not what I need. There we go. Okay. So I think for this one, we're going to go with a larger brick. Or stone. Mm-hmm. So we might want to swap those colors. Maybe. I feel like this might be a bit too wide. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay. We get some desaturated moss. Just getting some texture. Hmm. Okay. feel like the pattern is too repetitive. Maybe we can break that apart a bit. Something like this instead. Okay, let's test it. Let's see what it looks like. And if it doesn't look good, then we'll try it again. Assets, tiles, dungeon wall. Need to make an auto tile out of it. 128 by 128, I think, should be more than enough. File layer. Let's see. Maybe. Might need more. Yep. Okay. Now we need to do a mask. Some close police action there. Normal. Although we have a stop sign that everybody keeps running, so it's basically a cash cow for them that like to graze that particular corner. Okay. There we go. Put this in the group. Alpha transparency. Nice. Okay. Get this exported. Engine. Tiles. There we go. Walls. Okay, so we're gonna define another terrain here. Let's save this into a file. Dungeon. This is a tile set. Add another terrain. Preferably not the same color. Mm-hmm. Okay. Walls. We need to give it names. So that's what that looks like. It looks kind of meh. It doesn't look like it fits. Okay, let's try that again. Maybe we'll try something desaturated. And let's try to differentiate it from the wall by making it smaller. Smaller details. Or smaller brick sizes. Okay. Oh, I see somebody in the chat. Hello. Did not notice that. Okay. So that is a much smaller brick pattern. Maybe we can get a little bit of growth in between. We don't have any growth on the ground though, so maybe just this much and that'll be okay. So I don't want the highlight to be too much brighter. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna try to swap out this one. Oh, so it already did, right? Because we're using the same project. Okay, dungeon wall. Export. Back here. I think it's supposed to be darker. Maybe there's just not enough contrast. Hmm. Try to give it a richer color palette. Iron, good day. Okay. It's a little bit better. But it's still brighter than the floor. Huh. What if we're supposed to go the opposite way? Oh, come on, laptop. Hello? There we go. That's weird. More than one program has done that now. Okay, so what if we're supposed to make the inside darker than the outside? You know? Hmm. Maybe not by that much. Okay, I'm starting to think that maybe that's not what we want. Okay. I was just testing. We might have to switch to just using cold colors for this. Let's try that. Character selection screen, yes. That coupled with a tutorial. What? Right. Supposed to export this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that could potentially work. I think we have additional blue overlaid here, though. No? No. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be darker. Let me double check this. Yeah, yeah. The wall's supposed to be darker. Darker and greener. Could just do it here. Leave it as it is. Okay. So, X. And then the timer runs out. And then this goes there for some reason. How the hell does that make sense? That's a first. Okay, so let's do Y. Unless I have a second player somewhere. Hmm. Okay. Player is over here. Did the spawn point shift again? Nope. We did see it appear in the right place. Hmm. Okay. That's curious. B. Maybe the coordinate system's messed up. Global position. We collect. Then we divide by the number of nodes in the player group. However, that might be the issue. What if there's only... Oh, right. We divide by 1, we get the same number. Okay, let me try this. We're going to get the number of players. 0. Then we do B. We got 1 player. And then it goes over there. We still only have 1 player. Snapped is supposed to be false. Snapped true, and then timer runs out. Snapped false. Why does the camera go all the way over there? There's the position. Camera. No limits. Oh. Maybe cam look ahead is doing something. If solo player, it might be doing something here. Let's disable that for a sec. And then run the proper scene. B. And there we go. So it's the look ahead that's screwing us up. And it seems like it is only if we have one single player. Okay. Hold on a sec. Let's test this. Sudo X. Okay, so there is offset when I move the mouse around. Cam look ahead. Probably has something to do with us using global position. Okay, so also, why do we add to it? Cam look ahead doesn't clear its value anywhere. Here we define it. Here we add to it. But we constantly add to it. And then we add to it to the target position. So that makes no sense. Curious how this wasn't a problem before. Okay. There we go. Although the look ahead is not quite as impressive now. Okay. Take the player position and then interpolate to the mouse position by 25%. Let's go 50%. Why are we subtracting look ahead? And then divide by 15. What? Okay, I have no idea what the hell was going through my mind. Let's just try this. Also, let me set this timer to like a second. Prompt. Okay. That's probably why. You know what? Let's do it like this. So, player global position minus get the mouse position. That is going to be the difference. And then we're going to take that difference divided by 2. And that's what's going to get added to the camera position. Okay, yes, except the order is backwards. Take the mouse position, subtract from it player position, divide that by 2. There we go. So now we have a look ahead, and it's a pretty generous look ahead too. Maybe we should divide it by 3 or 4. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Now, what about the controller? Hmm. We take the controller joystick offset, multiply by 64. I'm not sure why we're subtracting itself again. This makes zero sense to me. I guess let's just take a look at what this looks like. Except I need to have the controller connected. Damn you, laptops. Give me a laptop with like 12 USB ports. For crying out loud. Okay. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So we can't back out of here because we've already spent all the time. Okay. Cool. So that works. What should we do next? Hmm. Okay, so this tutorial section is supposed to teach the players about the basic mechanics, which there aren't a lot. Okay, there we go. Okay, this seems like a bit of uneven distribution. I think the look ahead might have been set. Okay, so we're gonna do cam look ahead equals vector 2, 0. There we go. Because there's no look ahead when there's multiple players. Okay. We don't want to be deviating the paths too far because they're gonna leave the screen space. We want to join them actually. We're still gonna separate them using fences. We just need this whole thing to be on one same space. I also do like the idea of having the players destroy their portraits. Hmm. Okay. Maybe we're gonna do it like this. Erase the floors. It's gonna be more of like a floating island. Okay. Okay. So we'll tell the players to destroy their portraits, and after that, the second floor will appear. Which we can kind of do by having it like raise from the bottom. Steven, good day. Oh, that could actually work. Hold on. So, extra floor. So we'll do that. Let's add a script here so we can keep track of these things. Okay. Process. Okay, so this extra floor is going to be beneath and invisible. Or we could turn it black. Although I think our background, yeah, our background isn't pure black. Okay, there we go. So we hit the portrait a couple of times, and then this ground is going to raise up. Actually, I think we can leave it as black. Tells us that there's something there still. Okay. And in that case, perhaps the key prompt shouldn't make the portrait too dark. Let's go like this. Should still be able to see it to destroy it. There we go. And then we hit. We need to be able to detect that we are hitting it. I think I'll just put it to the key prompt. It's already got a script and it's got only one-time use. So, static body. Hit detect. We have enemy. Soldier. Attack proximity area, damage detection. So we use area nodes located on layer 6 to detect damage. Layer 6 enemies damage area. Nice. Let's give it a shape. It's going to be this. Nice. So this should technically crash now. Oh, nope. Interesting. Layer 6. It's not a part of any groups. How the hell do we do a swipe? Melee slash preload. So it's a slash. And the way it detects is body or area. Vending machine melee damageable group. That's where it's supposed to be. Okay. Interesting. So not only is it a part of layer 6, but it also has to be a part of the group. But it's not a part of the group here. That's because we're detecting bodies here. Okay. Alright, fair enough. I guess either or would have worked. Okay, now we got a crash. Because we're running on the wrong scene. Come on. There we go. And then we still can't detect it. Okay. Just gonna change this to a static body again. Melee damageable group. Yes. Yeah, that's a key prompt again. What the shish, man? How does the slash work? Animation, frame 3, damage executed, hit false, get overlapping bodies. It's scanning anything but layer 6. Really? This is why I don't like to use layers. It's because you have to keep in mind what belongs to what on which layer. I just say, fuck it. Just let it detect everything, and then we'll sort it out through node groups. As soon as you start mixing like node groups and collision layers, everything just goes to shit. Stay on layer 1. Okay, and then run the proper scene. There we go. That's what I'd like to see. So we need a damage function within the key prompt. So we can destroy it. Damage amount. And then origin. I guess we'll give it HP 10. Okay. HP minus equals damage amount. Okay, and then if HP less or equals to 0, Q free. At least for now. Might have to tell the parent to do that, actually. You can name them. I know you can name them. I already named them. There we go. What does that say? Now this is a function called damage on static body 2D. Right. That's because it does not have that by itself. I'm going to change this to a static body and then put the collision shape here. And then get rid of this. Copy the name of the group. And then put this into it. And then there we go. Wait. That's the slash. I need the key prompt. Nice. Okay. So, based on how many players we have, we're supposed to make this appear. Cool. Let's go to the tutorial. Let's do floor raised false. And then here, we could do this here and actively check if all the portraits have been destroyed, or if we have as many destroyed portraits as we have players, or we could do this event based. So for example, when the portrait gets destroyed, get tree current scene, which should give us the topmost node, and then we give it a portrait destroyed function. And that means that we can make this be event based rather than actively checking if the portraits have been broken. How do we know if all portraits have been broken? So let's do var portraits destroyed, or we could just get the portraits key prompts from the node group. So this is not in a particular node group by the looks of it. Right. Yeah, we'll just do a counter. So plus equals 1. And then if the number of broken portraits matches the number of, I guess, character choices, that's an array, then we're going to make sure that if floor raised, it does not do this anymore, even though technically we shouldn't be able to. And we're going to make a tween, which is going to raise this extra floor. Okay. So we're going to say global position is the property we want to animate. The value is vector2 0 over the course of 2 seconds. And in parallel, we also want to animate its modulate property, which is going to be color white. And that's also going to take over the course of 2 seconds. Okay, after we do that, we're going to mark that the floor has been raised. Bam. Okay. And there we go. And you can see that the floor raises up. Maybe we could drop it down a bit further so that the motion is a bit more noticeable. Okay, 128 pixels. We won't be able to see it from then, but whatever. Okay. Let's get linear, non-linear motion. So this is set ease out, I think we might also have to set the type of motion to be bicubic. Yeah, that looks way too linear. Set transition cubic. Maybe 2 seconds is too slow. Nice. And then we'll be able to go here. Okay, so that teaches us about melee. It doesn't actually teach us about anything because we need a pop-up about it. Okay. So right button. Where is pen? See that waviness on the cursor? That means that the pen is interpreted as a tablet graphics device or a touchscreen device. I need to change that. To do that, I need to restart the engine. Okay, so UI, prompts. Okay. So first we need to teach about melee. So we're gonna do destroy. We might have to do labels and prompts in different files, or we could just do it as separate layers. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be what? Right button, right? RB. Okay. The position does not matter. I am gonna maybe copy layer style. Okay, these are going to be exported as separate layers and images anyways. Okay, so that's for the RB. Joy RB. But for the keyboard, this is right click, RMB, right mouse button. There is not enough space. Okay. Cool. So RB and then RMB. Maybe the joystick or the keyboard mouse should be different color. Okay. What else do we need to teach? So, um, melee, and then the mouse button. After that, the floor will rise. We need to teach them about inventory and how to drop things. Hmm. You know, if we're doing co-op, we might be able to do something interesting where you have to teach the players how to drop ammo, which is not the same thing as dropping an inventory item. So we could have one of the players would be chosen as the one that needs to destroy something, and the other players have to give that player ammo from their limited position, the isolated position, like throw it over the ledge or something. Okay. Let's see. Destroy, right button, right mouse button. How do we teach about inventory? We do have some button prompts for the inventory already. Yep. What is the inventory button on the keyboard though? Q, E, E. Okay. Right, because we interact with things by smacking it. Cool. Okay. I can already smell the Gen Alphas cracking jokes by saying, ah, yes, E for inventory. Okay. Key E. Okay. Don't really have anything to throw right now, though. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So in the next section, we'll have some barrels. or pots that we can break, and then have the players drop some stuff. They'll pick up the dropped items, which, we could actually have them be taught about the orbs, the vending machine. So we could have a vending machine, but the only thing that vending machine has is like a stone statue head that they need to buy and then place it on something. Maybe like throw it on a big plate. That could actually work. So we'll have a pressure plate. They have to buy the head from the vending machine and then place it, or throw it specifically, which will teach them how to break the pots, pick up the coins or the souls, whatever the currency is. Walk up to the vending machine, select the item. Technically, the only item that would be there is... Actually, we could make it so that the vending machine has one really, really, really expensive item, so that we force the players to select the item that they can purchase. So that teaches them how to scroll through the items. And then, they will whack it in order to purchase it. Yeah, then pick up, walk to the pressure plate, and then throw the head on the pressure plate, and that will open up the gates. Okay, cool. So that seems like a pretty good plan, except we'll have to execute it later today. I have to do some stuff, maybe for about an hour or so. Okay, so we'll be back. Not bad. We have a sense of direction here. That should be good, I think.